back to GorsskyVlogs presentation of Monster of the Week. We are doing my mystery, Halloween special mystery of Mystery at Randal Mall. I said mystery like 3 or 4 times within like a 10-second span, so that was pretty crazy. Anyways, we're back with all these guys here, who, if you haven't seen the first episode, you won't recognize, but you shouldn't be watching this without watching the first episode, so...
Hot dog.
Do you have something to say?
No, nothing.
Oh. Me?
What's good?
I'm so confused.
They're trying to touch
we're
each other
fingers.
on the vertical and...
Got it.
Okay,
I get
leave me
it. I
alone.
get it. Anyways, so we're back where we left off. You guys were right outside of the Halloween store.
Hot dog.
Yes.
About to get costumes because of the party later today. So,
I gotta look good.
what are y'all looking for? Costume-wise.
Yeah, I'm gonna immediately run to the back.
Okay.
Grab my costume on the way.
Okay.
To the back.
Okay.
And then like a couple minutes later, I come walking out and I'm wearing a lifeguard uniform, but it's just like the what they're called.
Speedo?
Yeah, it's just a Speedo. Lifeguard
Oh.
Speedo.
Ow! No.
Yeah.
Not just the
And
Speedo.
I'm posing up a storm.
Oh, of course you
But
are.
like Johnny Bravo's type posing, so I'm like hip thrusting everywhere, going, "Hey, mama!" And I'm pointing at like,
Where is this warm breeze coming from? Oh, it's...
He goes...
I'm standing next to mannequins, going, "Hey, mama!"
Hey, mama. Hey there, pretty lady. Okay, well,
You're
you
a
do
real
that.
doll.
Let's just say straight up that you, in fact, do this.
Yes.
You have succeeded in getting this Speedo and dressing in it in some kind of macho man.
That's my Speedo.
Uh-huh.
I don't think anyone's gonna
Yeah,
try and force me out
Hey,
of
you
it.
can't leave here with that. All right, what else is everybody getting costume-wise?
Ralph is going to enter the store and look for a vampire costume.
Vampire costume.
Yeah.
All right. She goes over to there's like a section with a lot of very like classic monsters. So you have your Frankenstein's monster, you have mummies, you have like cheap werewolf ones, or it's like a t-shirt with like some fur coming off the sleeves and then it comes with a mask. But otherwise there are 3 options for a vampire costume. So there's kind of like a cheap, really cheap one where it's just like a really basic cape and it comes with the fangs. That's it. There's one that's like a nicer one, and it's kind of your classic style where it's like a really nice cape with kind of a sort of frilly white shirt and some like just black slacks kind of thing. And of course it comes with these like really nice fangs and stuff like that. And then the third one is kind of this more classical vampire looking costume. Something that looks like it's straight out of like Victorian age. Very frilly clothes and things like that. But near the costume section is this kind of dark looking young woman. She's standing there in the corner kind of looking like very frowning and angrily at the vampire costumes. And when you go up to like take one off the shelf, she kind of like looks over at you and she's like, "Oh, you're gonna go for one of those cheap things, low quality, not real."
Well, you know any better options?
Absolutely, I do.
Where could
But
I
don't
find
know
a
if
better
you'd be
option?
Interested.
I want to get the full vampire experience.
Well, if you want a real vampire experience, you gotta go to my store. It's called GoPo.
GoPo.
Like Poe, like Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the writer.
Digging that.
Yeah.
Digging that.
She's
yeah.
got like really pale makeup on, and she's got like a choker. She's got really dark makeup around her eyes and like around her mouth. She's got a very like deep red lipstick. And when she like opens her mouth, you notice that she has fangs, which is a little weird.
Okay. So Ralph is going to ask her then. And so you hear there's some strange stuff going on in the mall here. You know anything about that? You seen any strange things going on?
It seems like the day-to-day is pretty lame and boring. So I wouldn't say there's anything interestingly strange. But I have heard tales that the dead walk the halls of this mall.
Any truth to that?
I sure hope so.
Oh boy.
We could use something to spice up this town.
Oh boy.
It's so boring around here. All these boring people going about their boring days with their boring cell phones and their boring ringtones on their
Who did
boring-
that?
That's
What is it?
Where are cell phones? This is like 1985.
No one ever calls me.
It's music in the background. Party.
Yeah.
It's Tommy Youngblood.
Oh, there's a
Why
special
would
sales
Tommy
promotion
Youngblood
going
call
on.
me?
No, it's Tommy.
Is it
Fire
Tommy
sale on
Young-
these costumes.
On these costumes!
Give it to me. It's probably an emergency. Sorry.
Sorry.
We'll be right back.
And a word from our sponsors.
Sponsor.
He already got his costume,
This
so we can just,
Sony.
we'll keep going until he
And
comes
MVP
back.
Ralph.
And this pencil.
And
Brought to you by.
this
Sterling
ice cup.
Automotive Group.
Anyways, he already got his costume, so no worries. But anyways, you were talking to the girl.
Yeah, yeah.
What was the last thing you said?
I was asking her about what was going on. If she had said there were people prowling around. Wanting
Oh,
to
sure.
to that.
She says, well, all I've really heard is something about, like I said, the dead, right, walking, and something about ghosts, maybe. I hope it's vampires and not ghosts. Although I have heard tale of something about a vampire, a real one, supposedly around here. That one, that's the more interesting one.
You wouldn't know any of these tales, would you? You know anybody who might know more about these vampires?
My coven and I would probably be the experts.
Coven.
But basically, at least from what we've kind of deemed based on research from the town, it's an ancient vampire man that was killed during the Salem witch trials. But of course this isn't Salem, but we're close, you know, we're not too far off. But anyways, he was killed, you know, unnecessarily. Well, maybe. But he's not so much a witch as he was a vampire, and so they hunted him down, and he managed to escape to here before they caught him. Suppose. Like I said. Anyways, it's something you'd only read about in books, or at least that we've seen. But like I said, I sure hope it's real.
I reckon you wouldn't know how you become part of a coven.
Well,
How did you join yours?
Well, ours has a pretty tricky test that you have to go through, kind of a ritual situation. But we'd be willing to induct somebody if they can prove themselves. We'll be at the Halloween party if you want to talk to us. Just look for us in any dark corner.
I'll see you there.
Sounds good. And like I said, watch out for costumes like these. We might not let you in if you're wearing something cheap and drab like that. But do check out my store. We have quality vampirism costumery.
Okay. Alright, so Ralph is probably going to go check out the vampire costumes
Sure.
at the
At
Pose store.
GoPro.
Then.
Okay.
Yeah, go
Okay.
Go. Yeah.
Awesome. Dave?
Dude, why don't you go?
Okay.
Dude, where are you getting?
Well, you know me, I'm just strolling around the store. Ooh, look at this hot stuff.
He says to himself in the mirror.
Look at this. Ooh, I better call 911. There's a good looking man in this store. Oh, wait, that's just me.
He says, picking up the phone on the front counter. Excuse me, sir. Please don't touch our phone.
I hear that like over the intercom.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah, look at this good. It's their intercom system, and he's just like, look at this. And then of course, Karen's character is just like sitting there, like, oh, noticed me.
So you know.
That's right.
Yeah, you would be too.
Yeah.
And so I'm just kind of browsing throughout the store, just kind of looking, like, I don't know what. I can't remember what year it is, like 1980, something like that.
Something around
It's
there,
been
yeah.
a long time, just kind of reflecting my thoughts, going deep.
You're walking around. It's like 1980. What would be good for a 1980s code? Actually, it's like early 2000s or 90s. Sorry.
Early 90s, okay. So I'm, going in the store and like, whoa, that's pretty good. So I purchased the costume. Or first I try it on, just to make sure it fits. And then I come out and go behind this guy Skippy over here, and I say,
Oh, yeah.
"Who's your daddy?" I'm Darth Vader, by the way.
Oh.
No, but
Oh man, I love that movie.
yeah, it's so great.
I went and I told the guy playing the loud music on the radio to turn it down.
Oh, okay, good, good.
Okay.
You heard over the intercom somebody say, "Hey, look at that good-looking guy over there."
They're gonna
You
call
would
police
assume
on you.
That's what
You just heard it over the intercom.
It
That's how you
sounded
know.
kind of like dude
That's
though.
me.
It kind of sounded like dude.
It did kind of sound like dude, but it was over an intercom, so it kind of had that weird like
Yeah, it's like,
intercom.
I'm like,
And then you heard somebody
Of
yell
course
at somebody,
talking
"Sir,
about
please don't touch our intercom system." But whatever the case, somebody might be calling you a
yeah,
good-looking
no, I'm
dude.
going to the intercom room to go talk to them.
Well, it's
about
just like their
loud
front
music.
counter.
Their loud music.
They're playing the Halloween theme like really loud.
Yeah, and also many questions about who wants to give me more compliments. I'm always looking.
And they're like, "Compliments? What compliments?" As she turns down the music.
Oh, thanks. I heard someone said I'm a good-looking dude.
No, some idiot was over here just saying it into the intercom.
Well, regardless of brains or not, they know a good-looking dude when they see one.
Are you gonna buy anything else, sir?
Catch me if you can.
I'm gonna warn you, they might not let you back into the mall with that. Or without that.
It's Halloween. I'm allowed to wear this.
You might be able to get away with that excuse. This is the one
gotta-
lucky time.
You gotta put a towel on over, just like over your neck, and then flip flops and no shirt, no shoes, no service.
No
I got the
shoes.
shoes. I got the shirt, the
The
towel.
shirt.
I got
I'm
hat,
set.
I got something on.
Dave, what were you getting?
So when I turned to dude, I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
I'm gonna catch you later. I'm gonna go get a job.
See ya, alligator.
So then I head out back towards the food court.
Uh-huh.
Back to Soups and Suits.
Soups and suits, okay?
Or Soups and Soups.
And there's a guy there, obviously wearing a suit, and he's just at the front counter. He's like, "What can I get you, sir?"
I'm like, oh, hey Garrett.
Oh, you were here earlier. You bought
Yeah.
soup, and you talked to Abby.
I'd like to apply for a job.
A job, and then all of a sudden, like, Abby, like, busts out the door, and she's like, "You're interested in a job? A hot young man that I could put in a suit?" Bam! She slams down a piece of paper with an application on it.
And I grab it. And I slam it down. And I fill it out.
All right.
And I return it.
And then she takes it, and she slams it in front of her, and then she reads it. Then she's like, "You're hired. Here's your suit." Whoosh.
All right. I
That
can
was a-
start
wait,
And
tomorrow.
she slams it on.
Why is she slamming the
Did
She's
it
like,
make
"Alright."
a whipping sound when she pulled that?
Because
Sorry.
That
these
was
suits are
mine.
sharp.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
There's a pin still in there. Ah!
My eyes.
She's like, "I'll see you then." She gives you a wink, and then she like walks. She like looks at Garrett. You know, she like oogles him a little bit, and then she walks into the back.
Catch you later, Garrett.
Yeah. See ya. And he kind of looks over at the application. What was your character's name again?
Skip
Yeah.
Daily.
See ya. Skip.
And then I contemplate to myself. Looks like I'm going as a stuffed Mart employee.
Oh yeah, okay. And as you're thinking that, you notice because this is something that you would have noticed while you were walking over here.
Sure.
But there were George Howard, the owner of the mall, was giving a tour to the Stuff Mart employees, or representatives in there.
Oh,
They're
okay.
like fine suits. You know, they look like the two Smiths from I always forget it. Why do I blank on this title?
Matrix?
The Matrix, for goodness sakes, guys.
Mister.
I know. And so yeah, they look like those guys or guy, whatever. Anyways, They got their fine suits on, you know, their hair's trimmed up. They even got those weird little like walkie-talkie things in their ears, those earpieces.
Yeah, can you hear
And you're
me
like,
now?
why? Why would they even need that?
Kinda
But
creepy.
one thing that really pops out to you is that on their little pockets right up here, they got a like one of those like badges, those official badges that says like.
That's their name.
Yeah, it has their name. It has like a barcode on it. You wonder if maybe like they have access to something. You don't know if it's in this mall or if it's just for Stuff Mart. But they're walking around.
Am I the only one looking at them?
I mean, there's a few. Actually, you look around the mall and you notice there's a couple store owners, and they all seem to have anyone that's like in the food court that can see them. They all have like varying facial expressions at them. Like there's a couple of them that are like glaring at them. There's a couple of them that are looking over like, all right, this would be great for the mall. There's some that don't care. They're just ignoring it.
What does Abby think about this?
Oh, she is peeking out, and she is like, She sees them. They're walking around in suits, and she is just
Taking it all in.
fresh blood.
Oh, boy.
Wait, do I hear that?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, you're standing
She's
right
right
there.
behind
She's
you.
like right behind you.
Licking her lips.
Yeah.
I look for fangs.
She does not have fangs.
Okay.
Not yet.
I want to see if I can get closer and hear what they're saying.
Okay. Yeah. Roll and investigate a mystery. That rhymed.
8.
What?
I believe you hold one.
Yeah, I got a 9.
Yeah.
Hold 1.
What would you like to know about the conversation between George Howard and the two Stuff Mart representatives?
Where did it go? The conversation.
Sure. Okay. So George is talking to them, and he's kind of showing them around, and he's pointing out all the different like businesses and things like that. He'll mention like who owns the business, and that's kind of where the conversation seems to be moving. One thing you notice is that he's really trying to push selling this place.
Oh.
He's really, oh yeah, we got this beautiful little spot over here, and this and then they'll occasionally make like a comment like, well, we heard that there was an incident here at this little chunk or this restaurant here, and he goes, oh no, just rumors, no, nothing actually happened. There's just some people that would hate to see you guys buy it, and I can't imagine why. And so, like I said, they just...
Why would people
Not want to.
buy a small?
I don't know. Why wouldn't they? It's a great idea.
Seems like a lovely place to me.
Absolutely, it is. It is a fantastic, great community. There's a school nearby for your kids.
But one problem.
We have with this mall.
Ghosts.
Ghosts? Ghosts?
We've heard
Rumors.
tell of ghosts.
What's that game that they play where like one person has to say a word and then you
And
like
we
build a
finish each
story?
other's.
Sandwiches.
Of course.
Yes.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, the
I don't
ghosts.
remember how the rest of the song.
The ghosts.
You turned into Christopher Walken.
Ghosts.
The ghosts.
Back in the mouth. No ghosts.
What's
Yeah.
Christopher
Ow.
Walken?
Are you related to
He says, ghosts. Ow. Ow.
When he gets nervous, that's his tick. He just turns into Christopher
That's his
Walken.
nervous
You hear
tick.
dong, 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 and he goes, is that my cowbell? No, he says ghosts. Oh, no. That must have just been discussing our Halloween decorations, getting ready for the party. Yes, ghost decorations.
That makes a lot of
sense.
yes.
sense.
Yes, which we have
Right.
to purchase this place.
Yes,
that was a-
Pun.
pun. Yes.
We are very funny.
Hot dog.
We are not allowed to say hot dog.
Oh, forgot.
Hot
Sorry.
dog.
Sorry.
You know the.
No rules.
And then he just... it was like legitimate laughter with the sense joke, and now he's just like... So, our restrooms, they're like really clean. Have you ever been to a mall with clean restrooms in their food court? I know I haven't, except for here. Check them out. Let's go inside together.
So I'm like,
I call middle stall.
We don't let anyone use middle stall while we're using right and left stall. No worries, guys. It's a 6 stall. Oh, not sick. 6.
It's
like
a
number.
6 stall.
Maybe
It's
both.
6 stall.
Maybe both.
It's both.
It's righteous.
That's where dude hangs out.
Dude just hangs out in the bathroom. In a stall, explicitly.
I wonder what he's doing in the stall.
Oh.
Reading a comic
Anyways,
book without
you
his
had
parents'
some,
permission,
so I'm like,
probably.
alright, I think I've heard enough. Garrett, soup me.
Slap.
Sure.
My hand!
I guess you work there now, so you get the employee discount, which is 1 free bowl of soup a day.
That's right. So I grab my skateboard,
Uh-huh.
throw it down on the ground, hop on, got the soup in hand, and I make a beeline
Tony Hawk in it.
right towards the man in the suit.
All right, and what are you?
I'm going right at him. And I say, soup's up. And I slap the soup in his face.
I love that movie. You know the one where the penguins and they have a cook-off with soup?
That's a... Wait, what?
So I'm trying to
That's gonna be hot.
hit him with the soup
Okay.
in the face.
Yeah, roll kick some ass.
That's a 12.
Did you just murder
Yeah.
that man?
That's
It's a
nat
perfect
12.
face shot.
Cannot compute.
The-
Cannot
the-
compute.
Not only does the soup hit one of the guys in the face, it bounces off, and the half that stayed in the bowl splashes on the other guy's face. They're both clutching at their eyes,
Tough
going,
muffins,
"Ow,
tough muffins,
hot
tough
soup,
Not Muff Tuffins.
hot
That's
soup,
my brother."
hot soup." But they're like each saying one of those words, so it's hot
Soup,
soup, hot soup. You
Muff
say hot,
Tuffins.
I say soup, hot soup,
Soup.
hot and soup.
Is the whole crowd getting into
Yes. And all the moms and the elderly people are like, hot!
I hear chanting on my way, and I'm like, yeah, it's like a ball game.
Who wants soup?
Soup.
I want
People
soup.
start pulling out lighters and they're like, hot soup, hot soup. But yes, you nailed it.
You got him.
That bowl of chili, I said, young man.
So as I roll on by, I forgot to. I'm trying to grab his name tags.
I mean, they're really distracted right now. They would not
It's
notice
fun
if you
to
did.
have some.
So I snag one of their name tags on the way by, and also like feel a little bit bad about the soup, so I like blow in his face a little bit.
Blowing on his soup. And
I skate up.
The one guy goes, mine has gotten cooler.
Tough muffins acts like a cat. And he wasn't in my face.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Are you
Oh.
okay, Muff Tuffins?
So just
I'm
some
not okay,
background.
Tough
We had a
Muffins.
little bit of
I got
discussion
soup on my
beforehand
soup.
about...
Soup on my soup.
Muff Tuffins got soup on his soup.
We had a little bit of a
It's a
discussion
soup
beforehand about the
It's a soup
Stuff Mart representatives, hence why he knew about them. And we also decided that their names were Tough Muffins
Tough Muffins and Muff Tuffins.
and Muff Tuffins.
I'm Muff Muffins.
I'm Muff Tuffins.
And
We-
we're Stuff
Stuff
Mart
Mart
representatives.
Representatives.
So anyways, yeah, you absolutely managed to grab Tough Muffins. Name badge.
Which one of you is
He's
it?
tough.
He's
Muffins.
tough muffins.
But he doesn't even notice. 'Cause
No,
like I
he's
said,
got soup
he's
on his
got
face.
cheddar broccoli
I
in
got
his
soup
eyes.
on my soup.
He's got soup on his soup.
You know, that
Soup
was
on my
the soup of the
He's got
day.
soup
wasn't
It
on his
was
soup.
the soup of the day, that's right.
So I'm
And
just,
he's like, I have an allergy to broccoli.
Among many other things.
So as
let
it
me
drips
list
off
them.
of him, he's got like a rash on his face.
so I'm headed away from the bathrooms they're about to go into.
Okay. Well, they're definitely headed there now because they got super all over them. And they're just looking around. Like, once they get it off their eyes, they're looking around and, like, trying to figure out. But, I mean, you're gone. So, but as you are skating on down the hallway away from them, all of a sudden you hear a commotion from behind you. And down the opposite hall of the mall, moving towards the food court, You look over your shoulder and you see these two floating fabric white creatures flying into the food court. And you hear, whoa, whoa, coming from them, not from some random old person.
He's just running
Although
down the
as
hallway.
they enter, some old person with
it's
a
Tough
walker
Muffin.
sees them and freaks out and starts moving away very slowly, going, oh, whoa!
There's
So there's
Three
the ghost doing
ghosts.
it, and then there's like the
There's an
old
old
people
person.
moaning. and
Everybody is
groaning,
confused. They start running away from these ghosts, but then they hear it coming from over on this side, so they're like, where do we
they've
go?
got us surrounded.
And they're not sure where to go. And you guys start to hear a lot of commotion because first you're hearing hot soup,
soup.
And then the screams of terror.
and then the screams of terror.
Hot dog.
So we can only assume hot soup has been
It's
poured.
being dumped on everybody. It's being rained out.
It
with
is the only
sprinklers.
logical path to go down.
Somebody rigged
Down
the
in West Coast
sprinklers
with
with hot
Down
soup.
in Africa.
Dang it, Johnny. How do you find a way to fit Africa into like
I
everything?
don't know.
Anyways, you guys aren't like insanely far from it either, from the food court.
So we can see it.
Well, you can't quite see it,
Oh, okay.
but it wouldn't take you very long to get there if you chose to do that.
I'm diverting from the
Oh, that's
post
right. You were going towards
and
Go Po.
figure out what's going on.
Mhm.
Hearing all this chanting and moaning and groaning and screaming. I'm
So
assuming
you're
what's
rushing
going
over
on.
there?
Yeah, I'm headed that direction.
Okay.
Nursing
Yeah.
home here again? We better go check
Might
this
as
out.
well. They have like a bus that makes like regular like morning stops over to the mall.
I like
so
to
that
get them
you-
out in the community.
It's true. It's true. You know, you gotta be a part of it.
It's a good
Absolutely.
thing.
Yeah. So you rush over there, and as you're rushing over there, you're like right behind the ghost, so they're like flying in, and you quickly, because you were moving down that way anyways, so you're coming in right behind them, and you see them flying around up in the air. They're swooping down. You notice that they're really focused on the stuffed Martin representatives.
Oh,
They seem to
okay.
be like almost explicitly flying at them. Occasionally, they'll fly down and attack like a person that's standing around or something, holding a plate or something over their head. But for the most part, they're going for the stuffed Martin employees.
Okay.
Are they actually making contact with the
Oh yeah,
people?
yes. So they'll like come down and they like have these freaky like long fingernail claw things that like slash at people. They look really gross.
That's not safe.
That is not or sanitary.
It's like running with
Everybody
scissors.
needs their tetanus shots.
Crikey! Well, Crimey, that was my catchphrase.
Yeah,
Crimey!
Like crikey.
So then I'm gonna take a protein pop.
Okay.
It seems a situation to
Okay.
pop a protein pop, and I'm going to then as I'm running by the Soup and Suits
Sure.
restaurant, rip a stylishly, of course, not
Oh,
not
okay.
disturbing anything off the table, just tablecloth.
Tablecloth.
And then I'm gonna try and use it like a net and
I'm one of you guys.
net one of the ghosts.
Okay. Yeah. Roll the kick some ass. Oh wow.
10.
And when you pull that tablecloth off, nothing on the table moves.
Of course not.
It's like one of those freaky magic tricks that are really awesome, where like the dishes stay exactly
Or-
where they were.
Or she's just that much filled with adrenaline.
Maybe she's full sprinting and she just grabbed it and pulled it. Anyways, what'd you get?
10.
10? Oh yeah, that's gonna hit. And you get an added effect. So you throw one up into the air. It probably won't do any damage really. 'Cause
I'm just looking to capture
But
them.
yeah. If you want it to like, you could use the force them where you want them.
I'm gonna if it can like make them kind of force to the ground.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So
like this.
what happens is you throw it up there. There's
Rectangle.
two of them up there.
Yeah,
You hit
rectangle.
one of them. You throw it up there. It kind of like gets around them and it gets in their face. Well, the ghost face, I guess. I don't know. Whatever.
Yep.
Ghosts have heads, maybe, unless they're headless ghosts. But anyway, these ghosts have heads. Anyways, it gets in what you can assume is its face, and it seems to like kind of lose control of its flying, and it like hits a wall, and then it just crashes down into some tables.
Okay.
And the other
So-
ghost sees that happen and kind of flies close by it, like, oh, it's almost like it's calling out to it in moans. and it's like encircling that ghost, trying to like seems like it's keeping it safe or something like that, maybe.
So with my wallop ability,
Yeah.
when you use an improvised weapon to attack something, you may choose one of the extra effects. I'm going to choose entangle, so it's entangled up.
Oh
in
yeah,
that,
it is wrapped up.
Yeah.
It's like in it. It's like awkwardly like in between tables and chairs. Like even if it could get up, it would bump its head and be just like in a mess. Yeah, it's just a huge
All
mess
right.
for that one. There is the other one. What are the rest of you guys doing?
So, I remember my mom would always tell me not to eat my hot dogs on my bed because I could get some mustard and ketchup stains on the sheets.
Okay.
And so I was thinking, I'm gonna grab that mustard and ketchup bottles there. I'm gonna rush over to that ghost and I'm gonna try to squirt some.
You've got a gun.
That's right. Got some.
Dual.
Got some guns. I'm gonna squirt the mustard and ketchup.
You're dual wielding ranged ketchup mustard guns.
That's right. I'm gonna try to.
All right.
I'm gonna try to draw that ghost. in.
Yeah. Yeah, you rush up in that direction. You pull out your dual pistols,
The
your
worst part about this is
condiment pistols.
that dude did that so much that his mother had to tell him to stop. Like, this is the 5th time this week,
Let's
dude.
let's
not doing laundry again, dude.
not bring that up.
To be honest, ketchup and mustard is what got dude initially introduced to tie-dye.
I was gonna say that tie-dye isn't originally a tie-dye shirt. That is a
Dude,
white shirt.
let's take this mess and make it constructive.
Now we're not sure what the blue and green stains are, but the orange
Kool-Aid.
and yellow. Ah, yes, that's right.
Back
Oh,
in the day,
yeah.
remember
Oh,
the
yeah.
purple and blue ketchups?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was the 90s.
They did the when the Shrek movie came out. They did green,
Oh, no.
and then
that
I
was the
remember they had
90s.
blue, and that was the '90s. So yeah, that
Oh.
actually makes a lot of sense.
Oh, no, dude. And dude clearly ate
Hot
it.
dog.
It's
And then
like
the blue just mixed with the yellow mustard, so that's where you got the green one. Okay.
the
Oh wow.
Smurfs came out.
We actually made like an actual like '90s reference too.
Wow.
You see some girl with that little like thing that you put on your ankle, and it's the ball at the end, and it hits you in the other ankle, and it hurts you a lot. That was like the whole point of the game.
Yeah,
Skip.
Dad.
This-
I
What
told
was
you
that
my
called?
90s that trivia and facts would come off the pay one day.
And this one kid
Showed
that's like,
you.
you know, he's looking down at at his hands, and the whole time you think he's like on his phone, but really he's on his bop it. He's like,
People are walking around
he's
their
like,
gigapets.
Dad, yeah. they're what was it called? The
Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchis.
yeah.
Mine died.
Dad, can you leave me alone? I'm trying to feed my Tamagotchi. Oh.
Oh.
Anyways, roll some kick some ass.
Oh,
with
yeah,
those
this is happening.
ketchup mustard
Oh, yeah, the
guns.
crazy ketchup mustard kicks some asshole. I'm guessing 0 damage.
He runs in dressed
5.
as Darth Vader.
5.
The mask really blocks your vision, and you just start wildly shooting ketchup and mustard. And of course, the people you hit is tough muffins. Muffins. And so they're wiping the last of this yellow cheddar soup base off of them.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden, some guy in a Darth Vader costume runs in and goes, pew, pew, and like you really can't see. So you like see movement of a ghost and you start firing. And honestly, as far as they're concerned, they just see this kid in a Darth Vader costume run up and just very blatantly shooting them.
I'm imagining you doing the
Ketchup and
sound
mustard.
effects too.
Yes.
With your mouth.
Oh no!
And
My
they
suits!
just stop and they're just taking it and they're looking at you very confused and angrily, and then they look at George Howard like, is this a normal thing at your mall? And he's just looking like, I don't know what's going
What's
on.
with the funny business?
Why is this mustard purple?
They put the mustard in
Is
the
it
ketchup
my
shaker.
turn or Dave's turn?
Yeah, no, it'd be your
My
turn.
turn? Okay, well, I'm going to sense danger, and being a lifeguard and probably a couple babes are in danger, I'm going to go running right out there with my
Come
lifeguard.
running out like a Baywatch,
Baywatch.
character.
Is
Yep.
Baywatch out then? Because if
Yeah,
it wasn't,
the
I'm
show
the
was.
original Baywatch.
Yeah,
One of
the show
those
was
babes and a 90-year-old woman.
Yeah.
I shove her out of the way. You're not in trouble.
You're not in
They're in trouble.
As she falls on the ground, she goes, "Oh, my hip! Oh, it popped in a really
If
bad
only
way.
there was a service to use.
She's fallen.
I've fallen and I
I
can't."
wonder if there's a service I'm going to ponder. And then right down to the guy's head.
And that's your turn.
Yeah. No. Okay, fine.
No. I just
Okay. I'm gonna run over. Do I see the ghosts?
You see the wall. You see one ghost that's floating above, and then you see just a huge like mess of, well, it looks like just sheet and sheets, like bed sheets, not
So one's
and
still in there.
like chairs and stuff. Like it's just a big crashed-in mess below it, and you're like, why is that thing flying above that? What's going on?
So there's someone on the ground.
Something
sheets
or
on the
someone,
ground.
yes.
Something rolling.
Something
around
is
over
on the ground.
But
It's
there's
not
a-
moving.
But there's a ghost in the air.
There's a ghost flying above it.
Oh, well then I'm just gonna jump up, grab the sheets, and just pull down as hard as I can.
All right, do kick some ass.
That's right. That's an 8.
That is an 8. That is just enough to hit. Shoot, you guys keep doing like non-damage inducing attacks.
I mean, it'd be more like act under pressure.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that's right. Because then you get a okay.
it's still an 8.
Yeah. Okay. You jump off a table, and you can grab onto it. But as you look down, you notice that if you grab onto it and pull it, it's gonna fall. You're gonna fall down. You're gonna land on a chair, and it's gonna hurt. And you're not wearing a lot of clothes right now.
Ay, ay, ay. Well, there's only one reasonable choice here. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna.
You jump and like you're about to grab, and then you look down and you're like, oh nope, and you kind of like throw your body a little bit like a cat midair. You know, you like
I'm gonna
twist your
aim
back a
for
little
the
bit.
white cushioned area I see on the ground.
Oh yeah, you land in the white cushioned area,
Yep,
and you
okay.
go ugh, and it's like a very solid something under you, and you're like ah ooh, and it like it moves a little bit. It goes, and you hear a, "Ah!"
Stop it.
and you're like, oh my gosh, I just landed on a person.
I hope they're
You
all.
kind of
Yeah.
confirm.
You're okay
concerned.
down there.
You go. "Oh."
Doesn't sound like it. Oh well.
Okay, the ghost sees you jump on its ghostly companion, and it swoops down and it slashes you with its claws, and it deals 1 harm.
Ow. My arm.
A ghostly harm.
I guess that's what I would have taken if I landed on a chair. No, I probably would have taken 5. I would have died.
You would have
The chair would have
just
gone
snapped your
straight
back.
through me.
You were the last person.
Alright.
Yeah.
So I was headed the opposite direction as fast
But
as
he's
I could.
still on his board.
On my board. I look back, I see what's going on. So then I plan a U-turn. I see one of like the potted plants or whatever. So I'm gonna swing by it and like grab it and like slingshot
Swing
myself
around.
around.
That's gonna look cool.
You shoot forward. Where are you headed?
Right towards the ghost that just hit my cousin Chad.
Okay. It's
I'm
in
gonna-
the air, but you notice that there's a table that's fallen, and it's broken a little bit, and it's slanted just a
Oh!
slight. And you think to yourself, I wonder if I could. I've got enough speed. You gonna do
And
it?
so as I'm headed that way,
Uh-huh.
past one of the tables, the people are in panic. So I just snatch up one of the trays
Okay.
and keep building speed.
Mhm.
I go for the ramp.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it.
Just jump off of it. Roll the axe under pressure and see if
Are
you
you
can.
like trying to hit it with the tray, or are you just gonna go straight head first into it and just go down with it?
I'm gonna try to hit it with the tray.
Oh,
Okay. You're gonna
Batter
shoot
up.
up there and just.
Batter up.
Oh no! What was it?
I got 3.
Oh no! That's bottom.
He rolled
You,
snake eyes.
So the ramp, it looked really good from a distance, and you were going really fast. But as you got closer, you realized it wasn't like
Oh,
as
the
much
ramp
this
didn't-
slanted as it was like this slanted.
Oh
And
no!
you end up just kind of, and you go shooting off your skateboard, and you smash into another like set of tables and chairs,
Oh,
and
you
you take
should have
2
laid on
damage.
top of me.
Yeah. Well, he hits the table and it pushes you into it and pokes you in a really awkward way in your Speedo.
My tenders.
My back.
Doodle.
As you pick yourself off the floor.
All right, so I see this happening, this awesome setup that Skip has given me, where this tray comes flying right towards me. So I'm gonna grab this tray out of the air, turn around, and fling it
Frisbee
up at
it?
the up
Nice.
at the ghost that's
All
up
right,
in the air.
roll some, kick some ass.
All right. 11,
Oh my
12.
gosh. Oh, that is definitely gonna hit, and you get extra something
Oh yeah.
by your choice.
It's a wallop.
I am going
Cool.
to momentarily stun them with a blow to the head.
Okay.
Holy fuck.
So
This
Ralph is
flying
like
organ?
single-handedly
Oh,
taking out all these
That's
ghosts.
fine.
Ralph,
She normally
Tina.
does.
She frisbees this, and with all her years of practice, she was on the flag frisbee team.
All of the teams.
and
I'm
that
baseball.
frisbee. She's good.
Yeah.
She's
Subway.
baseball.
Good at throwing stuff.
That's right. She's experienced. She's accurate.
Heavy hitter.
Donk! It hits him right, or this ghost hits it right in the head. It kind of you can't see. It's just kind of floating there midair, and it doesn't seem like it. No, it's just very what's the word? Confused, and it's unsure where it is, and it's very off right now. It's vulnerable.
Those Subway trays are sturdy.
They are very.
Yeah.
You also get one of
Plastic
these,
doesn't
too.
break very well.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, my
dude.
advanced?
Well, she gets
Would
one
you
more
like to-
thing.
Oh.
She got a 12.
Oh, yeah, that's
so
right.
She gets her ability and the 10 plus.
Okay. Well,
Not this one. This one. You don't have the advanced.
yeah, okay. 40.
Oh, and of course it does 2 damage.
Yikes.
Force them where you want them. Can I force them to the ground?
Yeah.
You can do that.
In his loss of control and his convoluted state of mind, he just
It's a boy
he decides to I keep saying he. You can tell it's a man somehow under that sheet.
He keeps going. I'm
It's a
a
man
man.
who goes,
I'm a man.
You can kind of hear its moaning voice. Sounds very male. And it just kind of just topples to the ground. And it seems like it's almost like a safety mechanism that it's like, I need to land now because I'm in the air and I don't know what's going on. I need to just get down. So it just lands on the ground next to that other ghost that's already all tied up and knocked out. So
All right.
What's his condition like? Is he
he seems really out of it. Like
Okay.
he seems like right on the edge of just toppling over, honestly.
Well, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna tackle him to the ground.
All right, roll. That'd probably be act under pressure. I need to start doing that from now on. For like, if it's not a damage attack, it'll probably be act. Under
You're gonna get a lot of that with us.
Yeah.
7.
We
7.
don't actually damage.
Okay. Okay, you rush towards it, and as you're running, it's kind of wildly slashing about, and it spins around, and you know that if you tackle it, it's gonna hit you. Do you want to still do it?
I gotta tackle it.
All right, so you jump on it, and as you jump on it, it's horrid, gross fingernails are out there, and it kind of slices your arm a little bit. You take one harm. There's a little bit of blood. It gets on the sheet. It's this ghostly sheet-looking thing, and but you tackle it to the ground with the other one, and then it is.
Vivid flashbacks of ketchup on the shoes. Mom.
And then your mind,
Sorry,
mom
Mom.
saying,
Okay.
and he's on the ground. He doesn't really struggle too much. He struggles a little bit at first, but it's not even like that good because he's really out of it.
Okay.
He just got hit in the head.
Yeah.
And so eventually he just kind of gives up, and he's just laying there.
Well, if it isn't Mr. and Mrs. Mertz,
Are you using
I'm gonna do unmask.
unmask? All right, you say that. You pull out. Yeah, I don't know.
I think you can do it
you
on
just
that.
say it.
Okay.
He does have to roll, but honestly, he's the only one on our team with that.
That's true.
Make it fun for us.
I mean, and it's not even so much that like you're trying to be right.
You also
You're just
designed-
making your own.
Yeah, the unmasked trait is designed for a normal mystery, like
Yeah.
where a meddling kid just shows up. But since you designed these to be like we're
Yeah.
all meddling kids, I think it's fine if he doesn't have to.
Oh,
roll,
yeah,
as
no,
long as
it doesn't-
he does
yeah.
it.
So yeah, sure enough, pop off the one that you just tackled. There's an old man under there. Well, not old, but like a middle-aged man underneath. And you kind of look at him and you're like, I don't know who you are.
Yeah, who are you?
And then you turn to the other one, you pull that one off, and there's Myrtle.
Mrs. Myrtle.
Martha
Martha
Myrtle.
Myrtle, and that must be Dick
She's
Myrtle.
from the candy store.
That's Martin.
But it's hard to tell who the other. Well, yeah, you
Dick
just assume it
Myrtle.
probably.
I
Martin
assume
Dick
it's her.
Myrtle.
Yeah, I was gonna say she doesn't say anything because she's unconscious. Right
Yeah,
now.
I'm still sitting on her.
Yeah.
What do you gotta say for yourself, Martha? Okay.
I'm
And
so
then
sorry.
Martin's sitting there and he's like, "Oh, my head."
Oh, Martin, that's right.
Martin, yes.
I knew you didn't have a better costume than that, Myrtle.
He's like, "You talking to my wife? Honey, are you okay?" And she's just like, "Ah." And he's like, "Oh, she's fine."
Get off her. Get off her, Chad.
Looks like you were caught off base by us being here.
Yeah, you're the one that threw a thing at my head. Oh, it still hurts so bad.
You know what else is gonna hurt? Getting put behind
Behind
bars.
bars.
That
What?
wasn't actually that good. It sounded better in my head.
And as you say that,
Yeah,
the
I'm getting up.
security
Where's
guard, Nate Light.
Hey!
Again, something else we kind of decided behind scenes. The security guard in this mall is named Nate Light because of my.
Bad play on words at the start.
Well, it
of
wasn't
late
even
night.
mine. I just attempted to say late night, and I said Nate Light by accident.
He looks like Wayne Knight.
Wayne.
He scares
That's
very
his.
easily.
That's his brother.
Oh, that's his brother.
Yeah, but his brother's a bum.
But does he work?
No.
Hey.
Night shift?
Hey.
Nope.
Dang it.
His brother, Nate Light, is the security guard, and he makes all the money and pays the rent. Wayne Light's just a bum.
What about his brother, Natural?
You mean
That's
Natty?
his sister.
Oh, yeah, Natty.
Yeah.
Natty.
Most people call her Natalie, but a little known fact is her actual name is Natural.
It's a strange.
It is a very
Those
weird
parents.
family.
It's the early 90s.
They learned about
Strange
I don't know, names
photosynthesis, and
get
they're like,
worse.
we're going to name our kids.
Wait a
all
minute,
these
I was
Names
made
get worse
worse.
after that. What are you talking about?
Yeah, isn't that right, Skip?
Skip Bailey.
So, anyways,
Ralphina.
Nate Light shows up and
I'm
he
Chad.
puts
I'm normal.
he puts handcuffs on Martin and he starts to pick him up, and then he has a couple other people. Actually, they're
Could have used Wayne Knight.
no, Wayne's not there.
Oh
Wayne's
my
a
word,
bum.
he
He
needs
lives at
more
home.
people.
Well, no, there's a couple employees from Martin's store, the mattress store, and they come running over with one of those what are they called?
The dolly.
The dollies, yeah, one of those dollies you use for lifting, and they kind of help put Martha onto the dolly and strap her in, and then they take her off, yeah.
Like lifting her up like this.
And of course,
picking her up.
Martin is yelling
It was
at
like
him the whole
Hannibal
time. You're
Lecter.
fired!
Yeah, he's
You're
got a wig
fired!
around.
You're all gonna be fired soon when these stuff mart guys buy out this place. And
At least we won't be behind bars.
yeah, well, I would have gotten rid of them too if it weren't for you. I really don't want to say meddling kids.
Gorgeously good-looking kids.
Yeah.
It's Metaling Kids. M-E-T.
Ah,
Yeah.
Metaling.
Metaling Kids.
We work in metal now?
Sure.
Where's it at the youngster?
Aren't we the do-gooder kids? Named after Chad Do-Gooder.
Chad Do-Gooder.
Even though it's
And
pretty lame.
And as they're being hauled off, you hear over the intercom George Howard, and he says, "Well, good news, folks. It sounds like the ghosts that have been plaguing our mall have been taken care of, and so sure enough, we'll be able to have the Halloween party in just a few minutes, starting soon. So make sure you've got your costumes ready, your
Yippee.
candy, your tummies are hungry for candy because the event is about to begin." And with that, we'll be back shortly with GorsskyVlogs Monster of the Week Halloween Special.